Hello and welcome! We got a quick new video today. My Ghost is going in for service because some parts of the suspension are gonna get changed, and I got that beautiful Model Y long range as a loaner in Quicksilver. That's a I'm not sure, 2023, 2024 model. It's definitely made in Germany, so that's interesting. It's also my first longer experience with the car. I've driven Model Y like maybe for an hour all in all, but not that much. So that's my first real experience with the car. The first chance for me to drive it for about a day. I gotta work today, so yeah, I'm going to customers and back from customers. I'm kind of a lot in the office, so not sure how much I'm gonna drive, but let's see. And try to squeeze in as much driving as I can and show you as much of my impressions as I can. This is more kind of a first impressions video. Even though I'm pretty late to that because yeah, the Model Y is out for like ever. Not much has changed since it released. So yeah, that's that. We are on software version 2024.20.100, so a bit above my Model 3's software. We got everything in here, FSD package and stuff, all we can get in Europe. We don't get FSD here, but we get like the potential for FSD, which means like you get automatic lane changes and stopping for stop lights and stop signs and stuff. So that's pretty much all we can get right now, but at least all of that is in here, so that's cool. It's got 15,000 kilometers on the clock, so not that much. Pretty new vehicle, I would say. Yeah, also AMD processor in here, definitely. So yeah, I just set up my driver's profile here, and yeah, I got some stuff to do. I gotta go to work, so let's do that, enjoy the car, and I'm gonna give you my impressions as we drive on. So let's head out to the Autobahn and towards work. Alright, so first thing I'm noticing, the motor and inverter vine of the dual motor system is so beautiful. I love it. Always in the dual motor cars, I've got a single motor Model 3, so I only got a single inverter and a single motor, so that's why it like has a different sound than this one. This sounds really good, but we got some rattling in the back. I'm not sure if it's some of my stuff that's rattling around or if it's like some clip or something back there. I'm not sure, I gotta check that out later. But yeah, this seat doesn't go down far enough for my liking. I would like to sit a lot deeper down in the car, but that doesn't work, so yeah, that's sad. We got the nice white interior here. No cooled seats yet, of course, because that's only coming with the Model Y refresh, I suppose. So yeah, that's kind of sad, but it is what it is. Let's head over to the Autobahn and experience some higher speeds as soon as we get through the traffic that's built up there currently. Okay, so the vehicle really goes well at high speeds, I have to say. That's going good. A lot of fun if there weren't that many idiots on the road. And it pulls hard. That's really good. Of course, I'm not surprised because it's a long range, not a performance, sadly. But long range is, at that point, probably the best compromise what's concerning power and price. But I even think the standard range is the better car because it has a better charging performance. This goes up to 250 kilowatts peak of charging speed, but it also has not like the best charging curve. I think this should have the LG battery. Gotta look that up, but if that's the case, then it's Yeah, not the best charging curve, as we've seen in multiple videos about new Model 3 and also old Model 3s. The LG battery that's built in our European cars aren't that good. Meanwhile, the standard range Model Y in our market in Europe has the BYD battery, which charges like crazy. No matter when you plug in with that battery, you pretty much always get 170 kilowatts. So that's really great, and you charge so incredibly fast with that. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, so that's about charging. Of course, we got the nice panoramic roof glass, which is beautiful and way better made than in the Model 3, where you have the center pillar and not the rear one. I prefer it this way around because back there you don't use the window anyway. So, and you get a bigger hatch for the trunk. So that's all good. Yeah, drivetrain is good. Suspension is not too bad. Really not bad for a long-range vehicle. So that's great. And someone in front of me is transporting a mattress or something on their roof, and it looks like it's almost about to fall apart. That's wild. A nice Taycan up there. Yeah, anyway, good driving car, a lot of fun. Let's drive some more and then I can give you some more impressions, but until now I really do like it. And of course you get so much storage space. I'm gonna show you that at a later point in the video. In the trunk and in the front, both really not small, so yeah, that's great. Let's head on to work. We now left the Autobahn. We're on some kind of fast, not Autobahn road, and let's have a look at our consumption. We are at 23.6 for 36 kilometers, with some going almost 200, most of it going like 120 kilometers per hour, so not too fast, pretty well mixed. A lot of traffic because all of those idiots going to work or wherever, or on vacation, I don't know. Yeah, but I would say not too bad of a consumption considering driving style, so that's all good. Cameras also very nice. I have to look if those are hardware 4 or still hardware 3 cameras. You can see that by looking at the camera and seeing if there's a little red dot in the middle of the camera. So yeah, we had some squeaks up there. The mirror, if you move it, the plastic behind the mirror kind of creaks a little. Not too bad, but if you consider that this is a, like, I don't know, 50-60,000 euro car, then it might not be the best thing to happen to it. But also it might be because it's a loaner, and everyone treats loaners just like rentals, and everyone knows, don't be gentle, it's a rental. So might be that it's that, I'm not sure. I don't want to judge too much, but of course this still shouldn't happen. Just saying to put it in context, as always. But yeah, car, except for the rattle in the back and the squeak up there, it sounds pretty good. Suspension also nice and comfortable, but still stiff enough to go fast without any problems. And also off the line, it's so fast. Yeah, that's crazy for like 2 point something ton vehicle. Really nice, really pushing it. Yeah, I like that. I'm almost at work now, so I gotta do some real work stuff and not that video fun here. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. Maybe I'm gonna go out to a customer later today, maybe not, I'm not sure yet. But yeah, let's see. As soon as I hop back into the car, and at the latest when I'm gonna go home, then we're gonna continue checking out this vehicle. Maybe I'm gonna put in some storage space in between to check that out and to show that to you. But yeah, oh damn, I forgot my garage door opener in my vehicle, so I gotta use my key like a caveman. Yeah, alright, let's do that, and then I'm gonna update you as soon as possible. Also just noticed the car only has vision only, of course, because it's a newer one. So we don't have any ultrasonic sensors, but we got the high fidelity park assist here, where you can see pretty much all of our parking garage here at the office. So that's interesting. Looking quite good. Sadly, no centimeter markers here, or like the number, how far away we are, but working okay. I wouldn't like park to the inch with that, but it was worse before we had the high fidelity park assist, so that's something. And also I think it remembered as we drove in here. Damn, that's interesting. Yeah, so that's pretty nice. Could really be worse. You can park with that. Okay, while I'm here, let's have a quick look at the trunk space. That's big. And we also got this nice cover here. That's really well made because you can fold it up and it fits perfectly. I'm still not a big fan of those cover thingies here. I prefer not to have them at all because you have so much more room, but you can easily just pull it out without any problem. You got a lot of room down there, of course, my jackets and stuff. Underfloor storage is heck. That's even bigger than in the Model 3, which shouldn't surprise anyone, but yeah. And even more underfloor storage up there, so you can put so much stuff in here. That's really, really wild. Gotta put my stuff back in, and then I'm gonna drive back so we can have another good look at the front space, because I can't reach that right now because I'm parked close to the wall, which was kind of terrifying without the ultrasonic sensors, because there just is no exact measurements how far away you are, and from in here you just can't see it. So yeah, I still prefer my ultrasonic sensors because they are just way better. Just arrived back at the office and I tried the auto parking. The first try it did really well, but I didn't film it. After that I tried to reassemble that and try it again and let it do it by itself, and it just cancelled multiple times on me. And one time it almost got into the spot, but really like crap. So I don't know what to say about that. It's also a really tight parking garage here, so you know, but if it wasn't a tight parking garage, then you could just drive into the parking spot yourself. So the complicated parking situations, it should do that very well, because that's the situation where you don't want to park yourself. So yeah, I can show you the clips right now, but they really aren't that good because the car did crap. But just so you know, it does do some of that stuff. But I will tell you that it did it better, just like I tell you now. So you've seen, I don't know what it did there. It tried its best, maybe, maybe not, I don't know. Let's have a quick look at the trunk, at the front, I should say. Let's jump out here and look into that. Alright, that felt weird. That's also a different kind of opening mechanism than in Model 3. And the frunk is deep. It's deeper than in my car, which isn't a big surprise because the car is a lot higher and it just locked on us. But yeah, so much storage here, and I don't know why Tesla keeps the cables in the trunk in the back, but yeah. Good stuff. The windshield washer fluid is still up there, not like in the new Model 3 where they put it somewhere down here, which is way smarter. But yeah, you've seen there's a lot of storage space in here. All right, I have to continue to work, so see you later. Okay, so work is done. On to testing and driving around with the car. Let's see, what do I think? I had to drive around a bit before another time, but I didn't film anything there. And I noticed when driving over some bumps that the suspension actually is softer than mine, while still being kinda stiff. And the thing is, the car is, as far as I know, quite a bit heavier than my Model 3. So yeah, it needs to be stiffer to compensate for the weight, but when going over some bumps it's still softer, and it's not like Highland soft, which has frequency response dampers, but it's also not like pre-refresh hard or stiff. So I find it hard to describe exactly how soft or stiff it really is, because it's a wild mixture, but it feels comfortable, really does. And the long range models, at least in Model 3, weren't the most comfortable cars because they were stiffer than the standard range, which is already quite stiff, and not too comfortable, and they did really well with this car. Of course, that's like the third iteration of the car, as the first ones, I'm actually not sure, maybe it's a second for Europe, because I'm not sure if the first Model Ys came from the US or if they came directly from China. I think they came from China, and after that they switched to the German manufactured cars. So yeah, might be this the second iteration, kinda, and might be that they changed it when they started production in Germany. But yeah, feels comfortable. Auto wipers actually don't work too bad, so kind of seems to me that the different angle that this windscreen has compared to Model 3 helps the auto wipers and makes them work better. So yeah, that's interesting. Also heard that before, so that kind of confirmed what I heard. So that's interesting. Let's see. I would like to do like a launch somewhere where it's safe, but I'm not sure there's a good place here. And also I can't mount my phone. So that's a bit bad. Let's see what else, what more thoughts I do have, because yeah, I want to give you a good impression of the car, even though you probably drove it before. But yeah, let's see. I got the car with 80% state of charge. We're now down to 60 after kind of a day of work with not much driving actually. So yeah, we're gonna go around a bit more, and I'll give you the updates to consumption and how far we got when I'm giving it back to Tesla and when I'm getting my car back. That's already finished, like 3 or 4 hours, so that's all good. I can just go there and grab it, but as I can have this car for a little longer, for the evening maybe, I will keep it for that and change a bit later, because yeah, Tesla doesn't worry anyway, so, or they don't even care. They told me I can change the car whenever I want tonight, so all good. Let's go home and see where else we want to go. One thing I just noticed when leaving the Autobahn, there was like a 180-degree corner turn thing when getting off the off-ramp, and even though this car is so like large and high up, it's still so connected to the road, and like you can push it around a corner and it doesn't feel like an SUV, which it is. it feels pretty similar to Model 3 actually. And that's impressive. If I compare it to Polestar 2, for example, which is a lot lower, it's like 10 centimeters lower in roofline, I think. That's also sporty, but I'm not sure if I would push that around the corner like I just pushed the Model Y. And I think that's impressive because actually the car feels, I don't feel any difference to driving my Model 3 except for the ride height. I personally think the seats are too far up and I can't go low enough, but that's a personal thing. Other than the seating position, which is really just the height where's my problem. The whole driving style, whole driving feel, the turning radius, even parking, even though this car is bigger than Model 3, I don't think about it like that. I just park like I parked my Model 3. And I just navigated around tight corners like I do with my Model 3. I don't even think about it, and I find it so impressive how Tesla managed to make a way larger car that feels exactly like the way sportier, smaller, lower down to the street car that the Model 3 is. And yeah, that's a real achievement. If I think, is there anything I could like easily compare it to? Maybe ID4 and ID3, but those are, yeah, ID4 feels way bigger than Model 3, and it probably also is, but yeah, it's harder to compare, I think. Y and 3 are pretty similar also in design, so maybe that also helps it. The interior is pretty much the same, literally. So when looking forward, the only thing that I actually see as a difference is the height of the wing mirrors, because the Model Y has higher wing mirrors that kind of taller while still having the same width. But other than that, complete interior, everything's the same. It just feels the same. And I guess that's also what plays into this. Yeah, good thing. That's all pretty positive, I should say. So I do like that. All right, so we've been through driving. Let's take a seat behind myself. I need to, the seat currently is an easy entry where it's even further back and I can't switch because the car won't let me. But I'm sitting behind myself, actually behind my easy entry self, which is like 10, maybe 5 to 10 centimeters further back. And I still have so much leg room. Like, if I put my feet all the way to the back, then my thighs don't touch the seat in the front. But if I put them under the seat, which works perfectly, the seat is all the way down to the floor, as low as it gets. And I can like move my feet down there. Crazy. I've got like 1.5 fists of space between my knees and the seat. And the passenger seat is way further back. And I still have so much room here. That's crazy. And we do have a center armrest, I think. How can I get that forward? Okay, it's the lower part. All right, that's smaller than a Model 3. That's interesting. Model 3 is like going up to here, I think, and has the next to each other cup holders and not the behind each other cup holders. But you can move the center headrest up, which is interesting. I'm not sure if Model 3 does that. So yeah, that's all good. So much space in this car. It's crazy. Let's see if I find some more things that I want to show you. Okay, as I told you before, I wanted to look at the cameras. Those are not hardware 4 cameras yet, so it's not a 2024 model year, I think. Gotta be an older one, but still I actually prefer the hardware 3 cameras as they are better in the dark. At least I think so, because they are a bit brighter even though they have less colors, but that helps at night, kind of. Okay, so we arrived back at my car in Karlsruhe at the service center, and I just wanted to have a look at the consumption stats, because since charging was like our trip counter since this morning, since I picked it up, we're now down to 49%. We picked it up at 80% state of charge, and we drove 108 kilometers actually, so more than it felt like. We used 21 kilowatt hours on that trip with an average consumption of 19.0, which is really okay. You can see it's not the lifetime consumption, but over the last 870 kilometers, it's like 18.1. So not that much higher here. And I drove a lot of highway, Autobahn parts compared to the non-Autobahn parts. So yeah, I would say it's a okay consumption. In my car, I do have similar consumptions if I drive like this, maybe a bit lower because of course it's a smaller car, but all in all, really good. I really do like the Model Y. It's a good car, it drives well, feels so much like my car, just higher, taller, and there's an ambulance coming. Yeah, it drives like my car, so all good. The only thing that I personally don't like that much is that I sit up way higher. And of course the car is taller, so that's just not my kind of style in a car. But that's a very personal thing and not a problem of the car. Yeah, other than that, I can really understand why it's the #1 most sold car in the world, because it is a good car, and even more so for the price. I think it starts at 45,000 euros, somewhere around that. Tesla changes prices every other week, so I can't keep up with that. But yeah, it's a really good deal. I would pick the standard range model because the charging curve is way better, as I said before. But yeah, still absolutely do like it. Would drive again. So I would say that's been it for this very spontaneous quick video. Maybe not so quick, I don't know. Thank you so much for watching, and see you guys in the next one. Bye!